Today, I want to go and talk about why TikTok is probably the best tool you could be using for your business. I want to demystify it a little bit and tell you how you can leverage it. But more importantly, I want to show you how people are using it in order to prove why it's important for your business. My name is Matt, and I own a content marketing agency that creates high volume and high quality video content for businesses. I've been doing this for over a decade, and though the algorithms change, the platforms change, one thing is consistent, is that your business probably should be making content. And TikTok is a very powerful tool in doing that. But there are some caveats to it. And at the end, I'm going to tell you about why it may not be the best for your business, or it shouldn't be the only thing you're focused on for your business. Let's just say that. The tricky thing about TikTok and why it can be so elusive and feel daunting is because TikTok works actually in a lottery way. And what I mean by that is you have a chance to go viral with every video. So that's why you have people like Gary Vee saying you need to be posting 30 times a day, because he knows it's a lottery, and he knows that more times you do it, obviously the higher percentage chance you can to go viral and for your product or your service or whatever to explode. So even though TikTok acts like a lottery, there are some things that are always true about it. One of those being your first 2 videos have the highest chance of going viral. Now, if you continually do it and you build up a following, that's great. But if you start a fresh account, your first video will probably do better than your next 30. And that is because TikTok wants to reward you for doing well. And so if you've been grinding the TikTok and you just can't seem to consistently break 250 views a video, which is the average amount that TikTok throws at your account just to test the waters, then you might need to just start a new account. And I want to go ahead and just talk about the 250 that it throws at your account. TikTok basically trials your video in front of 250 people typically to see if it's any good and should distribute to the next tier of audience. And that next tier oftentimes can be 750 to 1,000. And then the next tier goes to 1,500 to 1,800. And then the next tier can go, and it just goes up incrementally as your video continues to do well. And the way that TikTok determines whether it does well, sure, it's likes and comments, all of that helps, but I've seen plenty of videos with 50 likes still not breaking 1,000 views. What it is it's watch time. And by watch time, I'm talking about retention. And any big YouTuber or algorithm guru, you've heard retention. And really, for TikTok, it is a retention game, as it is with most platforms. But TikTok, it is all retention. And when it is all retention, the good or the bad part about that is that the success of your video probably is determined in the first 3 seconds. And I hate saying that. And that's one of the things that I really don't like about TikTok. I enjoy longer form content. I'll watch short form content, and obviously we create it for our clients, but it's not something that I personally enjoy. But the TikTok gods determine quality based off of 3 to 5 seconds at the very beginning, which means that whenever you are deciding what you're going to do your video or how you're going to do it, what is that hook that we will talk about a lot on this channel, it matters the most. It matters more than the rest of the video. Now, obviously, you want to keep retention up. You want to keep them guessing. You want to keep it interesting as someone goes throughout the video. You should be spending 75 to 85% of your time making sure the hook is good and the first 3 to 5 seconds are rock solid. That will determine your success. And even then, TikTok is still a lottery. And I cannot stress that enough, because you will look at influencers that have millions of followers. Some of their videos only get 2,000, 20,000 views, which is not a lot when you have 1 million followers, because even the people with a large following, they don't care. It's still better retain the audience in the first 3 to 5 seconds. Otherwise, it'll just boot it and say, hey, sorry, try again. And by try again, that doesn't mean delete the video and change something and upload it, kind of like upload it again. TikTok hates that. It hates it when you delete videos from its platform, and it absolutely will penalize you. There's no writing in it. But from our accounts, what we have seen, and from the other people that we hear from, deleting videos from your TikTok account, no bueno. They do not like it. So we've talked about how this TikTok is a lottery of sorts. The first 3 to 5 seconds is the most important. But why is it important for your business? So I've got my TikTok app open, and I want to show you how people are starting to use TikTok for search, and actually just social media in general for search instead of Google. They get it. They're tired of the Google sponsored ads. My SEO is dead in 2024 video that I hope you guys have watched and that got a lot of comments from, a little bit controversial, is the fact that Google is really not prioritizing the business. They are fully committed to the user experience and the dollar, and that hurts you as a business. And I think a lot of people are catching on. I mean, have you ever looked at it for a recipe and you're just trying to find the amounts, like what's in it and how much, and you got to scroll through about 20 ads to get there. Everyone's just tired of it, and they would rather a video version of what that could be because it's so much quicker. The VP of Google Search said last year that 40% of Gen Z are using social media to search and not Google. And, I try not to feel too old because that's not something I would do, but I also caught my wife doing it. So let me show you exactly how this works. So on my phone, we're going to go ahead and type in coffee in Denver, because if you wanted to try a great coffee spot and you were in the Denver area, yeah, this would be cool. So let's go ahead and search. Now, this is what is so powerful and what businesses need to really wake up to and realize. So maybe you're not coffee, but you have a brick and mortar. Maybe you're not brick and mortar. Maybe you have a product. People are searching for it inside of TikTok. And you know what Google search can't do? It can't show you what this coffee shop looks like. What's the vibe? What do the drinks look like? And I can just go, Rhino, Denver. So that's a section of Denver. Like, here we go. Same place. This, you know what? They are two different people are highlighting the same place. It's because the other coffee places are not doing their part. Okay, now we've got more coffee. Ooh. I might need to cut this video short. But I hope that you can start to see the power of something like this. Sponsored. To get a snapshot of how powerful this could be for your business. Influencer. This is where influencer marketing really plays a part in search. And you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, it says Denver. 2,873 people have added this to their favorites. 2,873 people have added this to their favorites in TikTok. So the next time they are looking for coffee and they're in the Denver area, they're going to load up their TikTok app, go to their favorites, and find this video and be like, what place was she talking about? Oh, perfect. Let me go look that up. Let's go and try something different. Home improvement, Denver. So now this is going to give me businesses on TikTok that are in my area that do all different kinds of home improvement. One thing I try to stress with my clients is that perception matters. If you see footage from a business like this, you know they've got it going on. You know that they know what they're doing, that they have enough business that they could pay somebody to manage this for them. And as silly as that sounds, that is how you become the most popular person in your area. When you start showing up everywhere, including TikTok, especially in industries like home improvement or construction, where typically those industries are very far behind. They take a long time to kind of accept technology into their systems. The ones that are doing it, they're probably the ones that are excelling and really growing their business into something special. And the reality is it doesn't have to be fancy. Obviously, we're going to create really high quality content for our clients, but you can see most of this is just cell phone footage. I'm going to go into why I don't like cell phone footage. And I've got a video that I'm going to do about probably one of the best, cheapest camera options if you're looking at creating content consistently for your business. I'm going to do a review of it in the next couple of weeks. I could go on and on about how I don't like phones for this kind of stuff. I'll be posting a little video of what I believe is probably the best, cheapest option if you're looking to get into content creation for your business that can kind of do it all. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you're interested. But phones, they work. At the end of the day, they work. So I mentioned one of the reasons that I don't like TikTok for businesses. And the reason why is when we get to something called community. And the reason why is because when we start talking about community and building a community around your business and your brand, that creates value and influence to where the business really starts to come to you more and more and more through your content. Short form video doesn't check that box. I would say short form video is a great way to get business right out of the gate, but it will slow down. And the reason for it is because you are not building a community of followers around you. There are very few places that you can actually do that where people are engaging on more than a viewership level. People who are for your brand, who are recommending your brand. And I believe the way that you accomplish that truly is in long form content. Now, TikTok is really starting to push long form content because it realizes this. And I would say TikTok is one of the best platforms for getting noticed really quickly. It doesn't take as much on-ramp time in order to build a following. But at the same time, that following is worth less in the long run than if you were to also commit to long form video. And so I always try to stress with my clients, let's do short form, but let's have a plan for long form in the future if you're not willing to start with long form. Long form, it takes a little bit more effort. You've really got to plan out your ideas. You've got maybe even have it scripted and listed points. It can be complicated. But the main reason why I don't think TikTok should be your only business avenue is because I don't believe it has long-term growth. Now, once again, I am speaking in generalities. Absolutely. Has it worked? Would it work? In certain situations, of course. But I'm just trying to speak in very general terms. For the majority that I have seen is that TikTok in the short term is very helpful, but it needs a foundation. It needs something more stable. Your brand needs a community behind it in order for it to continue to grow. And we have found for businesses that TikTok isn't quite there yet, and they haven't quite figured out how to do that for content creators. So I hope that this has been interesting. I hope that I've broken down a couple myths or misconceptions about TikTok. I really, really like it for businesses. I think there's a lot of businesses that clearly we saw multiple businesses all in the same search, which means that it's not that competitive right now. So if I was a painter in Denver, I would get on this fast because clearly there's not a lot of action right now. So get on TikTok, put in your niche, put in your product in your location and see what's out there. If there's not a lot of competition, that means that there's a lot of opportunity for you to grow your business through something like TikTok. Hopefully this has been interesting and enlightening. I would love a like, comment down below what you think, and please subscribe. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next one.